Welcome to After Hours with Jeff and Julia.
Hey.
Quick housekeeping.
Yeah.
Download our KSM Plus app to watch After Hours on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. Also comment on our community cast live on Facebook. We love to watch that. And you have a coaster.
It's KSN Plus. And the little plus means
Yeah, what does it mean?
more.
The plus means anything you want it to mean.
Oh, man. I didn't jack it up either.
What do you mean?
I got my shirt on. I usually wear a sport coat.
Throw a jacket on. I'm fixing my little in-ears that I have.
I don't know if I'm feeling a jacket.
Do it now before it's too late.
No, I'm just feeling maybe just super cash.
Okay, you can
Let's
cash
go
it up.
cash. Yeah.
Cash it up today.
Okay.
It is the eve of Thanksgiving. Most people are probably also cashing it up.
Oh, I bet everyone's in their PJs at the store, going to get those last-minute items. I think you mentioned your family's venturing out to the grocery store, which could be an adventure on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
We went this morning, my dad and I did, and it was an adventure.
Nice,
We get to
okay.
the store, and he said, I left my phone at the house. I said, that's fine. I said, stay close. And it's like, you know those little kids with the leashes?
Yeah.
He needs one. He was in the aisle over, and I heard him talk. I recognized his voice. I heard him talking to somebody, and I hear him say, "Sir, I don't know what he was doing, but he said I lost my daughter." And the guy goes, "In the store," and you can tell the guy's like confused, and he's like, "Yeah, in the store." And he goes, "But I don't know if it makes a difference. She's in her 30s." And he said, "I almost had to do a code Adam for her."
Nice. Yeah. So what are they doing at the store? What are they picking up? That's a good question I have for
know.
y'all, for the community tonight. What is the one thing? Because there's always something, right, that you forget or you thought you had and you did. What is the number one item that you rush back to the grocery store on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving that you need, that you know, what is that? What's the number one item? Because I think most people...
Do you have something already locked and loaded?
I don't, but I'm
Okay.
saying most people that have experience with holidays, hosting a Thanksgiving, they know to start preparing like, Monday or two. Like they're at the store getting stuff before it gets crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just curious what is the item that you guys like, oh man, yeah, whatever.
Well, my favorite tradition is like being in the store with all the other like grumpy people and everyone's stressed
Oh.
and like,
Okay.
we're thankful, darn it.
I was in the store today. There weren't a lot of grumpy people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, it was fine. It was fine.
Okay.
I might have been a little grumpy.
Yeah, if you're in the store
I
and
might have
nobody
been a
else
little
is grumpy, you're
Maybe
the grumpy
I'm
person.
the grumpy one. But that leads us into kind of our discussion tonight. We
Yeah.
thought we'd talk about, which I thought was really cool. A lot of you guys have either, if you're watching us, maybe you've driven to a destination, or or you have people coming to your house for Thanksgiving. Do you prefer to fly or drive? And I think this is for like any time,
Yeah.
right? Like not just for holidays, but are you someone that prefers to travel via the airplanes or the automobiles?
Wow,
Which
the
one?
automobiles.
The automobiles. The
Or
autos.
horse and carriage, right?
Or wherever you travel. Do you prefer to keep your feet on the ground, or do you like to get up in the air?
You like to Flintstone pedal?
I sense that you are a flyer.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just because you are, you're pretty well. You get a good head on your like you're organized. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I know. I was watching you
Hold on,
spiral.
let me dig out of this just a second. I'll get it.
You have the shovel.
You
Just keep
are,
going eventually.
You seem like you don't seem like you're very organized. You're very professional, and I think that you also are somebody. You have very good structure. Like I sense that you are a structured person.
Okay.
And so maybe flying is something that you would prefer rather than driving. And I know there's a lot of different things that would play into this. Like it depends. Like, well, where are we going? Is it all about how far the destination is, or you know what I mean? Like it was like, hey, if it's 4 hours away, I'm driving.
Yeah.
Like if it's Dallas, I'm driving.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like that we're going to guess for each other because I have a guess for yours.
I already told you.
Well, I know you like to drive.
I
You
am dri-
love
I'm-
to drive.
I would drive. If I was given a choice, I would drive.
You love to drive.
I do.
I hate to drive. That's why I prefer to fly.
There we go.
However,
I got it. I guessed right.
you did guess right. However, if it is like within, because we took that trip to Colorado and it was beyond longer to wait in the airport than it was to drive. And at that point, I would rather drive.
So,
But if I'm driving, I don't want to do it. I would rather passenger princess all the way.
to me, it's about control.
Okay.
And then, like, when you're driving, I know it's ridiculous because, flying is convenient. It is easy. Yeah, it is. And I haven't had a lot of experience. I've flown a lot. A couple of issues in the last 5 decades, but nothing like catastrophic.
Yeah.
But driving, I feel like I have just more control. Like if I want to stop, if I want something to eat, if I need to use the restroom, depending on it. And that is why I prefer driving. I know it's just a mental thing. It's kind of foolish, but but I'm not driving to San Diego. I'm not driving to New York City.
Yeah.
I'm not driving to Naples. Like you got to fly. I'm not doing I don't. If it's
Over
more
a
than
day,
10 hours,
yeah.
no, I'm not doing it.
I do understand the control. And I do understand it's nice to have a car when you get to the destination.
Yeah.
If I'm traveling with my boyfriend, I have decided I like to drive because that man
'Cause
has
you're
the
riding.
worst. No, he has the worst travel luck.
That's right.
I
You
have
told me
never
that.
flown with that man that he has not been delayed. That now I'm thinking it's a him
Do
thing.
not-
And
yeah, it is a him thing. Don't travel.
I'm like, come on, man.
Okay. So we're curious. Do you prefer to fly or do you prefer to drive? And if I had a choice, I would drive. Now, it just depends, again, on the distance between things.
Yeah. I like that we opened up strong with 2 questions. What are you getting at the
at
grocery store?
And would you fly to the grocery store or drive to the grocery store? Which do you prefer?
Yeah, one of your
I'm combining
several
it.
aircraft that you have that you park on one of your houses next to your yacht.
It's parked on the yacht. It's
Exactly.
one of the, it's like an aircraft carrier yacht that I have out at Afton, Lake Afton.
We totally get that.
Okay. I want to put my jacket on. I'm kind
Throw it on.
of chilly.
It's freezing.
It's a little cold in here, yeah.
Dude, it's
Yeah, it's a little
freezing.
cold.
I think it's the weather.
Well, I think it's the HVAC in this building and a big gaping hole in the wall, in the ceiling right above your head that you, a little further back. Yeah, that could be a problem. That could be it.
That has sparked, I think, the first disagreement in the household with all of the people staying in.
Oh, yes, the thermostat battle for you guys.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Bad. Should I read some comments first and then tell you about the thermostat? Because we've got quite a few.
Struggle to button
Yeah,
this.
we're all going to watch you strug.
I'm Strugs. You read. Man, I cannot button that.
26-year-old Olivia said, Happy Thanksgiving Eve, Jeff and Julia.
Yes. You keep talking. I'm going to put my jacket on.
Okay, Christine said, Happy Thanksgiving Eve, Jeff and Julia. Annette said, I don't know how you jump off, to be honest, but somebody can help her. I think one of our web people can help her get off. I was just on a Zoom and they didn't know how to get off the Zoom either. Christine said, Happy Thanksgiving Eve, Olivia. Let's see. I like that now our community cast is replying to each other as well.
Yeah, because we're all friends.
I love that. Dina said, a little sweater vest for Jeff. A little sweater
I do
vest.
need it.
I like that.
I need something. I don't typically get cold, but I was just feeling kind of chilly.
Chilly. Dina said, only because liquor stores are closed on Thanksgiving. So
That's what they're going back to the store for. I got you.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, gotcha.
26-year-old Olivia, which I really, really like this trend, said Jeff prefers flying on his private jet. I would too, if I had a private jet. Somebody from KSN said, want me to turn up the temperature, Jules? Yeah, I do.
Oh.
Dina said, I've driven to Florida many times to see my sister and have seen so much of this country, like the missile stop from fried green tomatoes.
I drive to Chicago quite a bit, and I stop at the motel. Well, I stopped there once. It's right outside of Chicago, right along 55, which is also the Stevenson, if you know what I'm. But anyway, it's the motel and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, I love it. Love that movie.
It's where
Classic.
It's the motel where they are, which by the way came out 38 years ago yesterday.
Wow.
It's the motel where they stop and they got to get they're in Kansas, but they're not. They're in Illinois, but it's supposed to be in Wichita, Kansas. they get stuck there, and then the guy comes out, and they got to take them to Stubbville because that's where the people train runs out. Anyway, that little motel, which looks exactly as it did in the movie, but to her point, you get to see when you're on a road trip, you get to see a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah,
and that drive to Chicago is not hard. It's actually, I prefer driving to Chicago. It sounds crazy, but from here to Chicago, I did it a lot, but it's not hard, and it's an easy drive. It's fast. There's a lot of places to stop. It's not bad.
How far is the drive?
Door to door, depending on it's 10 hours.
Okay.
And you can time it where you can avoid traffic in Kansas City and you can avoid traffic in Chicago, and that's because sometimes it'll take you. Like, listen, y'all know this, but depending on let's say you land at O'Hare, for example, and you got to get downtown, and you can either take the L, which is the transit, or you can get an Uber, or you can take a cab, obviously. Well, if you take the L, I mean, that's an hour, maybe. And if you get an Uber, that's going to cost you about $80, and you could be in traffic depending on when you land, getting from O'Hare to downtown. It could take anywhere from 90 minutes to 2 hours. So my point is that think about that, tacking that on to your flight. I mean, the flight's like an hour.
That's what I mean. By the time you fly, if it's going to be just as quick to drive, why not drive?
It's certainly not just as quick. I mean, it's way faster to fly. But it's just, I don't know. For me, like, it's just having that control. And but yeah,
I like the mindlessness of flying. Like, once I get through security,
you just zone out, man.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm chilling. I love it. But then you're there for hours.
Oh, sometimes. Do you get to the airport early, or do you
No.
are you the one that likes to walk in through security and go right to the gate and get on the plane? Like, you try to time it to where it's like,
I'm halfway. I'm in the middle. I don't want to be so stressed on time that if there's a line that
gotcha.
I'm freaking out. But I certainly don't want to go early.
I'm an early. When I fly, I'm early.
Okay, so here's an interesting
I'm
question.
Early. Even in Wichita.
Now we don't have a lounge in Wichita, but do you lounge it up?
I don't have that kind of clout. No.
No, you can anybody
I'll
can have
lounge-
that kind of a clout.
I'll
I don't
lounge
have
in a-
that, but my boyfriend does, and that's part of his flying experience. He wants to go and be at the lounge for
like
an
the
hour or
airlines
two.
lounge, like the United lounge or the.
It's like the American Express.
Right. So I have similar, like the airports that I frequent, and there was a time 10 years ago I was frequenting a lot of airports. I have like my little special spots at each airport, like my hangouts.
Yes.
It's not like a lounge, but like at O'Hare and Midway and Dallas and Denver and Orlando. There's like places that I know that I'm comfortable with, and I'll go back and hang out there.
Normally, I don't like it. It is now
You want to
part
go to
of.
your gate.
I want to go. I gotta go and make sure that B32 is there.
Okay.
But he likes to go to the lounge and enjoy.
Well, yeah, because it should be traveling that's part of it. It's like part of the. You're right.
But now that we've gotten delayed so many times, I'm like, you know what? The lounge.
Yeah.
I get why you pay for the lounge, because I had never been delayed ever, and I just show up. I don't even look to make sure the plane's arriving on time because it's always there.
I got delayed in San Diego.
What a great place to get delayed, though.
Well, here was the thing about that.
Okay.
I'm sure it was San Diego. And yeah, it was San Diego. And I was on a group of people who had lounge access for like United. And apparently that airport has like the greatest like United lounge.
Yes.
Well, I didn't, but everybody that I was with did.
Nobody could get you in?
No. And so they didn't care.
No, the lounge people are bougie.
They were like,
will
whatever.
leave you.
They're like, we don't care, we're delayed. We're in the lounge. And I remember just walking that airport for like 3 hours. And
yeah.
That was kind of sucked.
Lounge people are bougie. They will leave you, and
Yeah,
they will
they
look
left
at you
me.
like you're a peasant.
Yeah,
sorry, you can't get in.
No, they did that, but they were not as stressed. They were just like, we don't care.
Yeah, they don't
didn't
care.
No, they didn't care.
They're a different
They were in the-
breed.
They are.
Yeah.
With their money.
It's nice.
So it was nice. But so I prefer to drive. You prefer to fly. But again, it depends on the distance. if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Also depends on the road trip snacks. Ooh, and the company.
And the vehicle.
And the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
When we were growing up, and I think like the statute of limitations has expired, but we lived in California for a number of years. And so we would travel from California back to Arizona quite often.
That's not too far.
Yeah, not far at all. And my mom had a Suburban. So when we were kids, we had like the back row, which had the seatbelt. So we had seats with seatbelts. But then at one point we would lay down as well.
Yeah, I
And
remember. That's great.
oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
Yeah,
I loved a
yeah.
road trip.
We had a station wagon when I was a kid, and I remember most of the road trips that we ever took. My brother and I were back in the hatch. No seatbelts,
Yeah.
but we lived. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That was
thankfully.
fun. Did you ever get in trouble in the back seat?
no, they couldn't see. They really, we were invisible to them in the back seat because the smoke that filled the car. Both my parents back in you kids don't know this, but back in the early '80s and late '70s, people would just crush lung darts all day in
Yeah.
cars with the windows up. So it was almost like being in like a crazy.
Like a club.
Like a fog, you know, and so we could do whatever we want because my parents could never, they never saw us because
Yeah.
the smoke was so thick. I don't know how they even saw at the back. Now I remember they would be like, "Is anything that we were the eyes back there? Like, is anybody behind us?" And
Yeah,
I'd be
we're
like,
good,
"No,
right?
you're good." And
Can
then
we change lanes?
yes, and I would say, "You're fine," and then they change lanes and
And it all worked out.
light up another lung dart and crush some menthols.
The interesting
Or
thing
whatever
is
they
you
were
call them
crushing
lung
back then.
darts all the time.
That's what they are.
Jennifer says, Happy Thanksgiving from Jennifer and Ryan. And I think that's important to get that in because one time Ryan fell asleep, which I understand. Well, he's 9.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Jennifer and Ryan.
Olivia said, I had Thanksgiving at my house, so I don't travel, thankfully. But for the store, we don't forget anything because
She's
go down
experienced.
every aisle and double check the list.
That's expert level holiday host.
So here's the thing. I have a theory. There's 2 types of people. There is the category of the list makers, and there's the category of the gatherers. And everybody at the grocery store is a gatherer who was sent to the store by a list maker. The list makers don't go to the store.
They should.
They should.
We should change. Yeah. That is one thing that is. I remember. Like you're on your way to your grandparents' house, and then you get like a call. And like, could you get some bag of ice?
They're like, you didn't leave yet. We need ice.
I'm like, ugh.
we already left.
Yeah. Well, you just stop and get some.
Yeah. I almost made the grave mistake when we were at the store today of texting the family group chat to say, last chance.
Never do that.
But we were already in line, so I didn't say that. I said, if we
We're the
forgot
same.
something, we're out.
We are so the same.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I could ask, but I'm not going to do that because there's always something.
They know that we're here.
But no, that's my point. There's always something at the store that you forget. I mean, there's always something over the holiday, and you have to make that trek of shame back to the grocery store. You were there in the morning. You go back in the afternoon on Wednesday, and it's packed.
Yes.
And then you go in and you're trying to find the item, and it's just yeah.
There were 2 people at the store today. One was a woman. When we were leaving the self-checkout, she was frazzled with her cart and didn't know where to go. And she said out loud, she said, she was probably in her late 40s, early 50s.
Okay.
And she said, I don't know what I'm doing. And I turned to her and I said, it's okay. None of us do. And that made her laugh. But I also think it made her feel better. And it like snapped her out of like,
Yeah, good for you.
we're all in it together.
Yeah, we are.
And then my dad heard it and he said, he was probably in his 30s. And he said, I'm going to be cooking all day and those kids are going to like it no matter what. And I said, that's the most stressed demographic of like, you have small kids.
Oh.
They're not helpful.
That is. Yeah. That,
Like you probably don't have a ton of money because you're young, you have young kids. And so I'm just like, man, I feel for that guy.
Yeah.
And I love the opportunity for all of us to be, stressed at the grocery store right before we're all thankful.
I feel like Thanksgiving gets a lot less stressful, like right after the meal. I think after people eat, it just kind of people get tired.
No, because then you have to clean up.
Well, some people do, yeah.
Not you?
Well, no, I do,
Yeah.
but that's my point. Some people don't. Like, I've been. Honestly, my family, when I was a kid, very traditional. My grandparents were very, they were, born in the 20s, and they were. My grandmother didn't pump her own gas, and it was just like very I don't know if that was just kind of the 40s, 50s era, right or wrong. But the women in the family cooked and cleaned, and the males ate. And so I was never, when I was a kid, I remember it was just like, I remember my mom and my grandma and my aunts in the, cleaning everything up. And I remember the men, sitting in the living room.
Yeah.
Which, looking back on that.
No, here's an interesting thing.
That's not cool.
I remember the same thing, except the only man in the kitchen helping to clean up was my dad.
Of course.
And he has 2 daughters. And it was very formative as a child to be like, why is Pa's not helping, or the other guys aren't helping, or the cousins, and my dad was the only one in there.
It's interesting because it's not.
It changed as we got older.
It's really hard to explain this for people who were not in that era. But it wasn't that the men in the family, and I'm talking about me as a tiny kid.
Yeah.
It's not that they didn't help because they refused to help.
Yes. It wasn't that.
It's like this dance. It was literally like like an instruction list. Like, here's what happens.
Yeah.
And you're looking back on that, it's odd.
Yeah.
But
I do like the evolution of as we got older, all of a sudden the uncles are cooking, or the uncles are there helping to clean up. So it was an evolution.
So it evolved in our family. So now it's, if you did the cooking, then somebody else does the cleaning. So it's vice versa. So if you cook, you're off the hook for the cleaning.
Yeah.
If you did not cook but you ate, you're involved in the cleaning.
Yeah.
And that worked out really well. What?
There's something that I'm like, I don't want to share it, but I totally want to share it.
You have to share it now.
Should I? No, part of me is like, oh man. One year for Christmas,
Here we go.
I don't want to say it. No, because I'm like, I shouldn't say this.
How do you do this to our
I
community?
know, but I'll tell you after.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you after, and you're going to be like,
I'm glad you didn't share it.
I'm glad you didn't share it. Let's go through some of these comments then.
I'll let you guys know next week.
Yeah, I'm trying to get myself out of this hole I just dug. Let's see. Okay, so this is from Dina. When you drive, it's about the journey. Flying is just about getting there.
That's true.
I agree with that.
That's a great mindset.
But when you drive, you don't stop for things.
I don't. But here's the thing. She's got a great point, because this is the mindset. If you're going on a vacation and you're driving, I always make it a point to make that driving day of it like part of the vacation, like it's part of the activity, part of the fun.
I've been on work road trip with you, and you're like, nobody get a big gulp because we will be making no bathroom stops.
We will play no music.
You don't. You don't play any music.
But that's work road trip. That's not like Jeff not working road trip.
You just took a road trip to Chicago.
I did.
And I said, what did you listen to? And do you remember what you told me? Sports radio?
Sports radio the whole way, yeah.
That's like talk radio.
It's exactly what it was, but they talk about sports.
Whoa.
I know. And I got to listen to it for 10 hours up and 10 hours back. I learned so much about the Chiefs.
That's cool.
And like the Lions and Bears. I don't know.
Dang.
Yeah.
Danny said, I stayed in a motel in Aurora, Colorado, across the street from a bar in the Clint Eastwood movie that has a giant cactus neon sign.
Okay. That is cool. And that's the cool thing about driving around. Seeing like movie places. I kind of like that too. I'm kind of a fan of like seeing movie locations where they shot stuff and
you love movie trivia.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a ton of it up in Chicago. If you're a movie fan, there's so many locations up there that you can go visit that were in some big films. Yeah. And so, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Dina said, we're not wealthy, but I was a cook in the Army, so I can make anything taste good.
Oh, nice.
That's a skill.
It is.
Christine said, in 2 weeks, my family is going to Arizona. I am so excited for Christine. You're going to have a blast, and the weather's going to be amazing.
In the zone. Not going to be amazing in Chicago. or Des
Oh,
Moines
no.
or Iowa the next couple of days.
Or even Kansas. It's going to be cold.
North. Yeah, we're lucky because I think we're going to be at the southeast part or where
I'm not
we're
talking
at.
snow. I'm just talking cold.
Yes, but I think in terms of what could happen, in
Yeah.
terms of what's happening in Missouri, Iowa, and Illinois, we kind of lucked out.
All right.
Well, okay. We did. We don't want what they're going to get.
Jennifer said, Jeff, do you have a favorite Thanksgiving dish that you would cook?
Favorite, thanks. I am going to rock out a winter salad tomorrow,
Ooh.
which you can see if you would like to know how to make it.
Yeah.
You can find it on YouTube. I did a YouTube video 10 years ago, a decade ago, with my wife. It's my wife's recipe. And we did a special for Chicago television, and it's on YouTube. And actually, the funny thing about it is I'm making it for tomorrow, and I had to go to the video to learn how to do it again.
You're going to have to go there again to make it.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know the amounts of certain things, especially for making the dressing.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny. I'm like looking at my own video to see.
When you watched it back, are you sitting there like, oh, I should have, this
no.
was important. I don't know how many.
When I watched it back, I took two takeaways. Was just like how young I looked, and that was pretty funny. I thought so.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, yeah. But my wife made the whole thing happen. She was really, really good on that video. But you could find it if you search on YouTube. If you search like Herndon winter salad, if you like type in my last name and winter salad, it'll come up.
Yeah.
It's 3 minutes. And
So
it's,
if you want to make a winter salad.
you want to make a winter salad, which is like, what kind of lettuce is it? I already kind of forgot the lettuce.
Iceberg?
No, it's called the
Spinach.
hearts. It's called. It's not spinach. It's not iceberg. It's something else. But then it's got apples, pear, cranberry. The dressing's like oil Dijon mustard.
Someone has
some
linked
sugar.
already your video.
Okay, well there you go. That's what I'm making. If anybody wants to know what I do, what I'm making, typically it was a Christmas thing, but several years ago, my wife started making it for Thanksgiving and bringing it to the event, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna. So that's what we do.
I love that.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good if you're into salad. A little Parmesan on there. And
I think because there's
lemon
two
juice.
questions. One from Jennifer that says, Jeff, do you have a favorite Thanksgiving dish that you would cook? And then Corey said, Julia, what's your favorite dish for Thanksgiving?
Well, I would cook. I know it's cooking. But I would prepare the salad.
Yeah.
I have not cooked anything for Thanksgiving ever in my life.
You did ask me for a suggestion on what to bring.
I did. And then when I had mentioned the winter salad again, you were like, do that.
Yeah, but do you remember what I originally said, which was gold, and you didn't take it?
You said, I don't know.
I said festive napkins and utensils.
Oh, yeah. No, I can't. They just tell me to leave, dude. I would walk in and be like, you need to go.
You always
Here's
need
some plastic
napkins and
forks.
utensils and paper,
No, I'll tell you.
plates, and ice.
Well, here's the deal. I don't know if I should say this on the podcast.
Okay.
My aunt and uncle, my uncles rotate Thanksgiving. We talked about this yesterday, I think. So this aunt and uncle that I'm going to, my aunt
Okay.
is like an expert, elite. She's Martha Stewart.
Oh.
She's Martha Stewart. Like
It's hard to compete with that. Don't even try.
My point is that her and Martha Stewart would have they would get along great because they're very similar. And
Okay.
she's just elite when it comes to like all of the other things that I don't like, table settings and everything. Everything,
yeah.
everything looks all the way down to like what the dish is being served in and does it match? And so it's very. So if I were to show up with, like plastic forks and some festive napkins,
Yeah.
I think I don't know how well that would go over.
My mom is like that. Like, I would put money that I go home tonight, and she loves like the table setting, and she goes all out on the
That's-
table setting.
Yeah.
But if they're watching right now, so if they haven't set the table, and I'm like, I bet it's all set up. If it's not, it's fine.
They're probably tearing it down right now.
Yeah, they're
we'll show
quick.
her. Just take it
Yeah.
all of it. Forget it. Well, What do you cook? Did you answer the question?
Well, my question was, what's my favorite dish?
Yeah, and I think I
Not
know
what
that.
I cook.
Well, I think I know that, but because we've talked about it. But what is it? Is it
the green bean casserole?
Yeah.
Yeah. I though am a PA, a personal assistant. So there are a lot of type Ds in my family, or type As.
Okay.
And so when I'm with my family, I am not like taking the charge. Everyone has to have their place in the family,
Gotcha.
and I'm not the leader.
You know your role.
I know my role. I'm a gatherer of the things on the list, and then when they say, "Well, you missed something," I then will begrudgingly get in the car and go back.
That's shocking to me because you have the personality of saying, "Go get it yourself."
Oh, here's why. Because I have the best family in the world.
You wouldn't deliver that way. I think that you would probably be more gentle, and you are really good at getting your way. So I feel
Thank you.
I feel like you have the skill of like talking your family into like going back to the store when you don't want to. Like I think you could do that.
Thank you very much for the vote of confidence.
That's why if I ever get in trouble with HR, I'm bringing you. We talked about that too, because you could you could justify pretty much anything, and you're good at that. Like you have a very good way of like not debate, but like you can convince people. You convince people to do things for you, and you're good at it. So, any hoobs.
Here's how we get back to then the thermostat issue. I woke up this morning, and here's the thing: I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
I'm not.
I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah, I thought you would be.
No, I am the opposite of a morning person.
Like
but
a sleep-in person.
Somehow, my parents are in the basement, and then my sister and I are on like the main floor.
Okay.
And I guess my dad had opened the vents or did something with the vents downstairs. Well, that meant none of the hot air was making its way upstairs. Mm-hmm. So I woke up this morning like a little popsicle, frozen in bed, super angry, and said, "We're not doing this. It's too cold." So I have multiple blankets and the like fuzzy jammies, and I come out, and my poor sweet dad has his little headphones in, so he's like listening to something. He's in the kitchen making my sweet mom coffee, and he takes his headphones out and he goes, and I kind of startled him, and he goes, "Good morning," and I go, "It's too cold in this house. We're not doing this tonight." And then I realized, and I said, "I'm sorry to open the morning so aggressively. Can we please turn the air up tonight?" And then we found out about the vents. Mm-hmm. So we will be fixing the vents tonight. But it's too cold in the house.
Well, maybe your mom and dad were cold in the basement because it's obviously always colder in the basement. Maybe he's very smart because a lot of people don't know this, but you can manipulate the vents in your house to so it's more efficient. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people just leave if they go into their house, the vents are the way the vents were when they moved in.
Yeah.
But you can manipulate. So props to your dad. Outstanding. I think that's great. I'm glad that he manipulated the vents, and I hope he sticks with it. It is helping you out.
Thank you so much for the support. The other thing that we have decided to do is how early can you start eating the food for Thanksgiving?
Oh, man, come on.
How early?
Okay, well, I think you could snack, but I think you kind of have to wait till it's kind of that time.
But like the day before?
No, absolutely not. Oh, you guys are doing it. You're eating. That's why you got to go back to the store. You already ate Thanksgiving, and you got to go back and get another one.
He said, "Look at these olives we got." And I said, "Did you just open those?" And he goes, "Yeah, but they're jalapeno garlic stuffed olives." So we start eating them. And I said, "Are these the only ones we have?" And he said, "Yeah." And he pulled out, he goes, "Well, it's okay and he opened a second jar. So then we're in front of the refrigerator, and he said, "Here's what we're going to do." He goes, "You blame me and I'll blame you, and they'll never know which one really did it."
And then you'll broadcast it on the podcast.
And then he put out his pinky, and we did the whole pinky thing.
Well, it's all for nothing now.
They're not going to see. They're not going to see.
Oh, they're going to see.
They're not going to see.
Okay.
But that's the thing. You think that's too early?
Not for snacking on an olive. No, I thought you were talking about
turkey.
Like the main course of the meal.
Do you make a bird?
Well, my aunt does.
But do you make a bird for the house?
No.
Oh, really?
Well, we don't do nothing. Come on, man.
But what about leftovers?
I don't get a chance to partake. I wish I did. I would love leftover protein from Thanksgiving.
I think leftovers are better than the OG meal.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Second dinner is better than
I know
first
a lot
dinner.
of people. I know a lot of people love. And when I was a kid, and we had to, when I was really young, we went to my other grandparents' house, my dad's parents' house. They're great too. They would host Thanksgiving, but we would have to stay forever.
Yeah.
Like I remember being a kid, being like,
Can we go home yet?
"What's going on?" I didn't have a watch, but but the reason I brought that up is because I remember my other cousins on my dad's side of the family who are much older than me, by the way. So that's another reason why it was a little awkward for me. I didn't feel like my mother's side, the cousins were all kind of the same age.
Okay.
On my dad's side of the family, all my cousins were quite a bit older. So it was just, they didn't want to hang out with the
kid.
5-year-old kid, you know? But I remember when we would be there for so long that I remember leftover time. Like we would have the Thanksgiving. And then like 3 hours later, they would be like, okay, leftovers. And they'd leave all the stuff out.
Yeah.
And people would go in there and just pick on it and all that kind of stuff.
That was the best.
Yeah, it was fun for them. I just wanted to go home. But if I had a time machine, I would love to go back and just do one more Thanksgiving with all those people. Because, you never, that's I don't want to bring us down, but, eventually.
It's about that time.
It's
We
time
get real
to bring,
serious
we want to just
right before we get off.
All I can say is it doesn't make me sad because I can't go back in time. But like you don't.
You don't appreciate
all of that
it.
ends eventually, and so appreciate it while you got it, and then it'll end. And then, like you mentioned, which I really really like this piece of advice that it's the way you live your life, the way your family does it is, and you start new traditions.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of a great sort of mindset is to if you're still fortunate enough to spend time with your grandparent, go to grandma and grandpa's house and all that. Man, I would just like love that because it'll end eventually, and then you can start new stuff.
But I think that's a good reminder because holidays are hard because they do change, and holidays I think are inherently hard for people.
Yes.
But I also think it's the reminder of it is a time to be grateful and to be thankful. And we had talked about this off the podcast. But I'll share on. I have started doing gratitudes. Like that's so important to me. And so I do gratitudes for different things. And I try to do like nothing extensive, but I'll do like 10 gratitudes for the day. And I think that's so important it does change your mindset. And that's what Thanksgiving is about. And so, I don't know, it's important to reflect on that.
It is, yeah. And there were good memories. So, I mean, it's good stuff.
It is good
but
stuff.
I do have a place in my heart for, families that still... Everyone goes to grandma and grandpa's and hangs out.
Jennifer has the best son because she said, Ryan told me good night to you both so he can be ready for Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
That's so cool.
Dina said, we're doing Thanksgiving at home with my mom and I, but dessert at Spangles after the game, after the win.
The vodka slushies?
Oh,
Just kidding.
maybe.
I don't know what your dessert is at the ice cream, probably.
My mom, this is from Jennifer as well. My mom used to make during the holidays a Watergate salad, and I know 2 of the ingredients was marshmallows and chopped nuts.
Nice.
Did any of you ever eat that? I did not.
I remember let me ask you guys this. My grandmother, I think it was my grandmother on my mom's side, it might have been her mom, made a orange carrot jello.
Ooh. You had me until Jello, but
it's Jello with like carrot shavings in it,
Okay.
which I looking back on that, I'm like, what?
but was it good?
It was.
It was an experience.
It was there. We had an option to put it on our plate, and I'm sure I did because I remember it. But it was shaved carrot, like carrot shavings that you can buy at the store, and like orange Jello, and the carrot shavings were like embedded in the Jello, like there's a layer of carrot shavings, and that's odd. Now that I think about it, that's really strange.
I like that they're like, oh, it's orange, so just throw it in.
I don't know how that came about or how it's not as bad as it sounds, but it's weird.
I will take your word for it.
It's strange. If y'all ever had that, I don't even know if that's like a thing, but it was a thing for us for a while.
My dad texted me and he said narc.
Yeah, see, I knew they were listening.
about the olives.
Yeah, I knew they would find out.
Corey said, "Don't forget Salvation Army. They have bell ringers. Donating money to the kennel. Bell Rangers donating money to the kennel."
Yep.
And Dina said yes. So a lot of different ways to give back as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah.
I know USD 259, I think, is doing something for like some of their students as well. So that's another way to
Tomorrow.
give back.
Yeah. There's a lot going on across the. The town of Sterling, which is about an hour away. They do a big community. It's a legendary community dinner. The whole town comes out.
We loved Sterling when we were there.
Yeah, they do a big Thanksgiving, like town-wide thing. It's a big deal. And I'm not sure what else is going on tomorrow. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of like things that are happening that we're not aware of, because sometimes people don't need to broadcast that they're doing something good. They just go do good things.
Oh, yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not job security for us, so we
No,
want to broadcast
we
it.
want to know. So let us know so we can broadcast it, because we need content. Jesse
said, "Who do you guys think is going to win the games tomorrow?"
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going with Cowboys with the win, is what Jesse said.
I had mentioned this at 6. It's a really tough game to pick. That's a hard game. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's going to win that game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I have
but
no
we
idea.
will be rooting for the Chiefs.
The Chiefs are the road favorites.
Yeah.
I think they're favored by 3 on the road, I think. But that's going to be an interesting game, because the Cowboys, you don't know what Cowboys team you're going to get. You're going to get like second half Philadelphia Eagles Cowboys, or you're going to get like, Cowboys that gets, boat raced. Oh. Yeah, you don't know. And you really don't know what Chiefs team's going to show up either.
No.
So
especially this season.
You got to figure that out. But there's a ton of really cool. I will say this, if you're a sports fan, or even if you're not, there's really good games. Like you've got, and it's not just NFL. There's some excellent college basketball games. The high school state championship football games are this weekend, and so you got
tons of games,
tons of stuff going on, really good things. Yeah.
I remember a couple years ago when just the snow.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
That was so bad.
Our people got stuck.
We have one person who I won't call them out, but they are from California and had never driven in snow, and that was a nightmare.
We don't want to call them out, but Asia made it home. She made it back.
She was totally fine.
She was okay.
Yeah, we would never call them out though.
She was in
the
ditch. Yeah.
The one thing, if I'm going to go in the ditch in any state, I want it to be in Kansas. People are so friendly; they will definitely stop
They'll
for you.
They'll pull you out of the ditch.
Oh yeah,
for sure. We're almost out of time. If you got some more final comments?
We have some final comments. I don't know. Do we want to do gratitudes? What are you grateful for? Because it's Thanksgiving.
Oh, family and friends. I think that's absolutely grateful for family and friends and people that are got your back, and that's definitely. It's all about relationships when you're on this planet, and I'm grateful for those.
Yeah. I will echo family and friends, and I would also say this job. I love getting to come in here and do this job every day.
Yep.
And I love like the community. Thank you. Well, I love the community cast, and I love that's also part of it.
Yeah. This has been outstanding. We wish all of you guys have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. Yeah. We will return
Tuesday.
On Tuesday. Yeah. So thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.